Good morning, people. Oh, a bit stuck to the bottom of my cup there. It's coffee time, it's early morning time. I've been awake since, I don't know, before 6 o'clock, I think. And sun's just coming up. You look out and you can see the sunrise. And with both lights on in here, you can see I record these in my cellar. And it used to have a kitchen on that side. There's the washing machine, microwave, a few kitchen cupboards. And that side's more a living area, but there's like a toolbox up there and a shelving unit that needs some sorting out. And over there is the wood burner, which I've just filled up and put on. But it was been running all night. With some coal in it anyway. So, yeah. So what's going on today? What's appertaining? He says waiting for Twitter to fire up. I should have fired this up before. Oh, he says just move that so I can see the screen. Such a slow computer that is. You're not sitting here to watch silence, and I'm not sitting here to watch a little blue circle go round and round and round, but that's what's happening. Oh, hang on, here we go. What's happening? Oh. Care home residents in with. Right. So what's come up on like the Twitter headlines? What's happening? Care home residents injected with salt water instead of COVID vaccine. Dare I even click on that yet? Yeah, let's click on it and see exactly what that news story is. Well, it's a bit of a non-story then. Some 11 residents at a care home in North Lanarkshire rather than Scotland, were mistakenly given a saline solution used to dilute the Pfizer vaccine once removed from the freezers. Oh, come on, that can happen. There was a thing, TV series, a few years ago on BBC. They remade this TV series called Survivors, which was sort of quite a big 70s thing. And one of the plot lines in that was there was a infection, super flu, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, and the opening episode was like hundreds of people queuing up outside a doctor's surgery, all getting ill, and them being injected, and the vaccine was nothing but water. It was just a PR stunt. So it happens, yeah, okay. Interesting how they found out. That's an interesting one. Is how did this story come out? Because that probably happens a lot more than people think. Who was the whistleblower? Let's go back to the homepage of Twitter. Windows 11 brings you closer. Well, it would if your system would run it, but my computer won't run it. So, and I've heard it's actually pretty good. I've owned Apple products. I'm not cult of iPhone or cult of Apple Mac. I mean, because I'm doing media stuff, I should really have a Mac, I suppose. Me and myself actually like Chromebooks, which run on Linux, don't they? Or some, version of Linux. We found the Chromebooks to be the best, faster, less buggy, less prone to being hacked and all the rest of it. And my smartphone is an Android. I've had Apple phones, and I'm back to Android now. Right, let's have a look. Ghostbusters Afterlife is #1 at the box office. Yay! And we're probably going to go and see it on Saturday once we get all our COVID passports sorted out. To all of those who celebrate it, happy Max Headroom Signal Intrusion Incident Day. Now, if you're not familiar with this, in the 1980s on Channel 4 there was quite an anarchic TV show called Max Headroom, and it was supposed to be a computer generated character. It wasn't. It was an actor in like a lot of makeup. You know, that was the 80s. It was a weird one that we were trying to make people to look like really basic computer imagery, where now we want the computer imagery to look like people, and that messes with the uncanny valley up here. I've got a bit of a problem with things that look too human and aren't human. I wouldn't watch the Channel 4 TV series Humans for a while because it creeped me out, the uncanny valley. And yet I was fine with Westworld. Don't know why, but it's one of those things. So yeah, it's Max Headroom. I'm not sure what it was pitched as a comedy show or whatever. It was one of those sorts of didn't really fit into any categories. And this guy's head, like a squarish head wearing sunglasses, and he used to talk with a stutter, and he used to twitch his head a lot because it was supposed to be a computer glitch. They did a film of it, and the film was called something like 60 Seconds into the Future, and it was about media and the anarchic side of media and things like that. Anyway, what actually happened was it bled into real life, and a TV studio in Chicago got hacked for 60 seconds or something like that, and they had Max Headroom up broadcasting out to everybody. It's quite cool that, you know, the future bled into the present, or now the past or whatever. I don't think anybody meant any harm by it. It was just one of those things. I used to like Max Headroom, but it never really took off. Me and sci-fi is, you know, yeah, science fiction. Star Trek is huge, it's enormous, and we've watched them all, including Discovery. I don't think we watched Enterprise, so. And I have a little bit of an issue with that. But like the stuff I did like, that I found quite clever and thoughtful, like Lex and Max Headroom, you know, the Sapphire and Steel stuff, the prisoner stuff, the off-the-wall, the weird stuff, the stuff that makes you think, obviously isn't as popular, so never gets renewed for a second series or whatever. I really got this big white stripe here going round. If I cut the white out of my beard, it'd look a lot shorter, maybe a bit better, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sitting here in a Jedi dressing gown and a pair of pyjamas, so in fact you're not watching this for my fashion. And a pair of old reading glasses held together with tape and super glue, so yeah, you're not watching this for my aesthetic fashion tips. Yeah, but no, Max Headroom is Signal Intrusion Incident Day. Yeah. And it's funny, there was a thing that popped up as well on Twitter. I think it was a postmaster or post office manager. There was a load of them. They lost their jobs. They were given criminal records and all because of a glitch in the computer system. Nothing that was actually wrong, but the computer system glitched, and they were all accused of fraud and stealing, and a load of them lost their jobs. And eventually it was sorted out, and there was a grudging apology and all that. But they're not infallible, computers. You know, mistakes do happen, and we're so reliant upon them. He says, looking at his computers, but we are so reliant on computers. It's not a good thing yet. It's not a good thing. I know I've talked about artificial intelligence and why it might be actually a better alternative to the bunch of clowns and comedians and shysters that are in charge at the moment. But they haven't got the technology right yet, so yeah. Anyway, there's a bit of a ramble today. Peace out of you all.